Rimworld is a game about forging your own story, creating a new history for your colony and your people. It's about making decisions that matter, fighting to stay alive on a world teeming with hostilities, all while cheesing the AI and scum saving in order to prevent everyone from eating too much human flesh. It's a game focused on a narrative of your own choosing. Ultimately, you're the writer for the lore of your playthrough. But that doesn't mean Rimworld lacks a strong foundation of lore from which you'll begin your journey. In fact, there's an overarching story of each colony, of every new campaign. This is the story of each Rimworld. The tale begins in the year 5500 AD. The best historians of humanity have placed the leaving of the origin planet, planet Earth, somewhere in the ballpark of 3400 years ago, for reasons since lost to the ages. Humanity has spread its wings far across the galaxy, expanding its influence about 1200 light years wide. Through colonization and terraforming projects, many worlds have since been inhabited by people. Even before the great exodus of escape pods and long-sleep sarcophaguses, humans have sent out AI robots and machines to ready these lone planets for human life. They've planted crops, grass, trees, brought familiar animals, both tame and wild, preparing most worlds in the Milky Way for the arrival of mankind. As it turns out, a majority of these habitable planets reside near the center of the galaxy, a close-knit cluster of stars no further than a few light years apart, with some much closer than that. These neighboring planets have thrived thanks to their proximity, evolving both socially and technologically because they can easily share and enrich one another. Other, more distant planets, however, are not as fortunate. Some starships and long-sleep pods have targeted terraformed planets on the rim of our galaxy. These are what we refer to as the Rimworlds. The issue with these worlds is that they're often several hundred light years away from any other colonized star system, making communication, travel, and trade an impossibility. Any humans who find themselves on a Rimworld are cursed to isolation, fates which are completely in their own hands. Throughout the galaxy, numerous different variations of planets have risen thanks to the expansive nature of humanity. Using what is known as the Ordo Historian, a manuscript of Earth's history and progress of its humans, founders of new worlds are given a guideline on how to build a community. Using the Historian's vast articles on technological advancements, the readers often get to choose the fate of their new home. While interstellar communication and trade do happen near the core of the galaxy, humans are far from forming some galactic empire with uniform standards of living and a single culture. Light years of travel is just too great an obstacle to overcome for such a feat. Thus, many worlds are left to develop on their own, causing a great array of differences between habitable planets depending on their technological advancements. Animal worlds are planets with no people. One way or another, these planets were terraformed and inhabited by animal life, but no current humans reside there. Tribe worlds are populated, but lack any sense of real agriculture. The humans here live in tight but small communities, similar to tribes back in the ancient histories of Earth. They go about their days hunting and living the best they can with only primitive technology. Medieval and industrial worlds are exactly what they sound like, planets whose culture and technology level leaves them in a state similar to that of Earth during the 17th and 19th centuries, respectively. Advances in science and machinery have expanded the roles of humans on these worlds, but they still lack key foundations needed for nuclear power. From there, you can find what are known as mid or herb worlds. These are planets very similar to present-day life on Earth, for the year 5500 AD anyway. The inhabitants are mostly comfortable with their new home as it's reminiscent of their old lives, yet it's still different in many regards, especially on herb worlds. These tend to be overcrowded and suffering from high levels of pollution. Massive cities fill the horizon, while socio-technological advances halt as a result of sheer overpopulation. From these two distinct worlds, two other possible results could occur: a toxic or marble world. Toxic worlds are those decimated by pollution or warfare. While still inhabitable at small levels, they're largely absent of life. Marble worlds, on the other hand, are those completely glassed over by atomic fire. Radiation levels are high, and they can no longer develop life. Still, there are two great kinds of worlds which have figured a perfect balance between human life and technology. One is known as a glitter world, a planet where its inhabitants have reached a higher level of technology and social understanding. They are peaceful, beautiful worlds which have reached the peak of human health, art, and happiness. The other is known as a transcendent world, a planet as mysterious as those of the Rimworlds. The people here are no longer mere humans, rather they have formed a beneficial relationship with technology itself. Just as the people are no longer people, the planet isn't really much of a planet anymore, as it's become more like a giant computer at this point. Transcendent worlds are isolated and rare, no one has ever truly made contact with one. As a new inhabitant on a Rimworld, you should know that a Rimworld isn't classified as any of the above mentioned planet types. As long sleep pods continuously make landfall through the centuries, those arriving can encounter a world in various different stages of technology. There can be tribesmen hunting and gathering close to a major solar panel creating electrical energy. With no single governing force on a Rimworld, people are left to find their own ways. Some cultures choose to abstain from the ravages of technology, while others forge a brave path forward. Build up your way of life and do as you see fit for your colony. Life on a Rimworld is oftentimes dangerous and lonely for a new community, but there's always goals to achieve, progress to be made, and alpha beavers to hunt. And remember, keep your stove fueled and your build orders plenty, or you may find yourself dining on Soylent Green. Thus is the story of Rimworld.